Today we are going to be looking at the new Nikon Z5II camera that Nikon just released over the night. If you want to check out my video that I put out, I did release it yesterday as well, so definitely go show that some love. But we've got 4 videos from Nikon's YouTube channel we're going to watch, check out. So let me go ahead and switch the screens here.
Great news for photographers looking to dive into the full-frame mirrorless world, as today Nikon announces their most advanced full-frame camera at the most accessible price point. This is the
most advanced full-frame camera at the most accessible price point. I like that.
Nikon Z5II. One of the biggest contributing factors to a camera's image quality is the size of the sensor, and using a full-frame camera gives you the full field of view when using Nikon's full-frame lenses as well.
This was my very first full-frame mirrorless camera, and I used this thing for like 2.5 years as my main workhorse with wedding photography work, portraits, engagements, family, whatever. And it delivered really great quality. Like, I had jumped from the D4S and then I got the Z5, and the mirrorless system was like a huge, like, refreshing experience in photography for me, but it didn't have all like the bells and whistles that the Z6 and the Z7 had in a more professional type body. So my experience with the Z5 was really, really good because I got to get in on the ground level of mirrorless full frame with Nikon. And so it looks like they're trying to keep up with keeping the Z5II as that accessible point.
Well, has tremendous advantages in image quality and low light performance. As the successor to the original Z5, the Z5II gets a boost in both the sensor, now featuring a backside illuminated 24.5 megapixel count that produces higher top-line ISO values and better image fidelity, but most importantly, the same X-Speed 7 processor as the flagship Z9. This new processor smashes all benchmarks for speed of image capture by the original Z5. More than
absolutely smashes. It's pretty cool to see the X-Speed 7 processor make its way down from the Z9 to the Z8 to the ZF to the Z6 III and now to the Z5, and just how powerful that X-Speed 7 processor was. Like, back when the Z9 first came out, little did we know, actually we probably could have guessed that a lot of the tech features, all the good stuff from the Z9 would eventually trickle down into the other bodies. But I mean, having it in their entry level full frame camera is pretty sick. So also that sensor being backside illuminated, I believe the ISO sensitivity and range is on par with the Z6 III and the ZF.
tripling the continuous frame rate of the previous 4.5 frames per second.
Can confirm the Z5 was a measly 4.5 frames per second. Just pretty slow. I don't know the last time, if you've ever shot with a 4.5 frames per second camera, that's pretty slow. I mean, I'm not huge into sports anymore, but like 14 frames per second is like more than enough for me. Bringing that up to like 20 frames or even more is like crazy a lot. So 14 frames per second, again, in an entry level, accessible, priced body, that is a massive W.
To 14 frames per second using the mechanical shutter. And now with the Z5II, you can capture full resolution JPEG images at 15 or 30 frames per second using the electronic shutter. This frame rate now supports the built-in pre-release capture feature that allows you to start recording a sequence up to 1 second before fully pressing the shutter.
That's honestly a feature that I've yet to even try out. I've got the ZF, Z6 III, Z5II, a lot of these cameras that have pre-release capture. I haven't tried that out because I haven't really needed it. I don't try to like shoot in like really high fast burst if I don't need it, because that just takes up a lot of room on my hard drives and my SD cards. And if I do need faster frames per second, I like to shoot it at the low burst rather than high, just because, man, it like when you shoot at high, it captures so many images that like do you really need more than 20 frames per second? Like a professional photographer that isn't heavily into sports, like, do you really need more than 14 and 20? I don't think so.
When it comes to autofocus, the Z5II gets a huge boost in performance. Thanks to X-Speed 7, the speed, accuracy, and detection of the Z5II far exceeds its predecessor, featuring all of the same AF area modes, 3D tracking, and 9 subject detection framework as the Z9. The Z5II can even use 96% of the frame's width to track and focus on your subject using auto area AF.
I gotta hear that one more time.
As the Z9. The Z5II can even use 96% of the frame's width to...
The Z5II can use 96% of the frame's width, of like the full frame sensor's width, to track autofocusing.
Track and focus on your subject using auto area AF. This precise focusing system can also detect a face that only takes up 3% of the frame. And for those of you working in low light situations, such as night cityscapes, concert halls, or even under the night sky of astrophotography, the Z5II has the ability to focus in near darkness with an astonishing -10 EV AF detection threshold.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty awesome.
For most people using DSLR cameras, one of the top concerns when moving to the mirrorless format is the performance of the electronic viewfinder. Now rest assured, if you've yet to experience Nikon's latest generation of electronic viewfinders, not only will it give you the same feeling as shooting through a clear, bright prism, it'll exceed it. Featuring a 3.6 million dot quad VGA viewfinder, this EVF is now 3 times brighter than the original Z5 and 6 times brighter than most...
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. 3 times brighter than the original Z5. Trying to imagine. I haven't used the Z5 in a long time because it's sitting permanently at my desk as my main live stream camera. This camera right here. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Yeah, this is the Z5 right here. It sits permanently on my desk behind my teleprompter. Use it for work. Really, really great camera for streaming. Contemplating whether I want to move it out and switch it up with something. Might switch it up with the Z6II. I don't know, but 3 times brighter in the EVF. That's crazy.
Competitors in this category. More importantly, this EVF is so bright that even when shooting in harsh sunlight, you'll still be able to detect nuances.
I'm always interested on how they get these kinds of images. And I feel like you just got to stick like a phone camera in the viewfinder and take a picture. I think how else are you going to get a shot like this?
Contrast, exposure, and color. Speaking of color, the Z5II not only features 31 popular picture control profiles, but has a dedicated picture control button at the top of the camera for quick and easy access.
I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that they're kind of sticking with that. The Z5II was the first one to introduce that button. I honestly have tried to sign up for that ability to download recipes and things like that, and Nikon really needs to work on their software. I find it super confusing and frustrating, and I've yet to successfully connect to a network to be able to download recipes and things like that. So I'm still working on it. I would love to dive more into that, but it is cool that you do have access to all those different presets and stuff like that. Again, kind of chasing after Fujifilm to be able to shoot with those film-like presets or those film looks, emulation. And those are all well and great, especially if you're looking to get the images right out the camera in JPEG, but like for professional photographers, retouching, editing, it's still great to have the raw. So even if I did find some recipes from Nikon to like want to shoot in JPEG and everything, it's great to have those photos. But then on the other side, I like having the raws so that I have the ability to edit it in any direction I want. But that's why like I'm super curious. I want to hear from photographers or like content creators that this type of feature would actually interest and, you know, spark their curiosity. Because, you know, when I think about photography, I really only think about shooting in RAW. Like I don't think about shooting in a preset or shooting in different color profiles. I only shoot in RAW. The only other time I'm thinking about shooting in another look is with the ZF when I'm shooting in black and white mode. I love the black and white mode. I love the look. I love the profile, and I'll keep shooting in it. But as far as like shooting in other looks and stuff like that, like it could be kind of fun, I guess, if you like created your look, like the way that you edit photos, and then had that when you're shooting a wedding or something like that, so you can see like in real time what photos are looking like. But I don't know. To be honest, I only think about shooting in RAW.
And full integration into Nikon's imaging cloud, which will allow you to download from a large set of bespoke picture controls created by a collection of photographers and filmmakers that can give your images and videos a distinct look. When it comes to video, multimedia creators will love the versatility of the Z5II's jaw-dropping improvements. With an over 2-hour recording limit, improvements to VR and electronic VR,
Wow, that's really good, man. Over 2-hour recording limit. I think that's probably only in 1080 though, not gonna lie. It's probably gonna be less if you're recording in 4K, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour or something.
Frame 4K 30, 4K 60 with a 1.5 times crop, and as an added bonus, editors who want to push their footage can now shoot in 10-bit HD.
This is so good though for like an entry-level full-frame mirrorless to be able to shoot 10-bit video and log, like, and he hasn't announced it yet, but to be able to shoot 12-bit and raw internally to the SD card with this camera, like that's pretty powerful for an entry-level full-frame camera. Entry level, to be able to have that capability as a videographer with a Z5 to shoot in 12-bit, 10-bit, 8-bit, have that flexibility and in N-Log, like that's pretty good.
265 with N-Log while taking advantage of red LUTs. You can even record 12-bit and RAW directly to the camera's SD card. The combination of all these powerful features into a beautifully crafted body with a comfortable grip, fully articulating screen, and intuitive controls gives the ever-growing family of Z cameras and lenses their most exciting addition yet. For more information on the Z5II, check out our website.
Awesome. Nice little presentation there for the Z5II. Really excited. It makes me want to upgrade my Z5. I'm grateful for my Z5. I don't really need more. It's got a lot of bells and whistles that I think, like, you know, for those photographers who haven't made the jump yet to mirrorless and they've been waiting, the Z5II is it. Like, you don't have to wait anymore. Like, this has so many great features. One feature that it didn't, what they didn't talk about was the UVC and UAC. I think that's kind of huge for content creators to be able to just plug into USB-C, stream straight from your camera rather than using a capture card. That is definitely something I would appreciate. Before we move on, we're going to look at the comments. Another great addition to the mirrorless line. Excellent features that I'd only expect to find on much pricier cameras. This is awesome. Love to see the capabilities. I bought the Z5II, but I didn't know about this. I want it. I probably need to step up to the Z6III if I want shutter angle and waveform monitor correct. Where's the replacement Z body, aka the Z90 for the discontinued D500? Does the Z5 Mark II have a pop-up flash? No. Rangefinder style full frame, please. First, 362, huh? Still no flexible color picture control in NX Studio for the ZF. Seriously, do you even remember how many people paid extra just to get one? when it launched. Panasonic's S9 already has full LUT support. They've sprinted ahead, and yet the ZF is still stuck in the past. Do you really think the Z5II and ZF users are the same audience? That's delusional. ZF buyers are here for the looks, the retro design, the nostalgic camera vibe. Most of them have both the time and money to go out and shoot for the love of it. They want images that look amazing straight out of the camera. No editing, no fiddling. Ideally, they want to shoot today and share with friends tonight. But right now, we got to import files and export, jump through 100 hoops just to get that look. Come on, analyze your actual user base and think through the experience. This is beyond frustrating. Okay, on to the next video. We've got this Z5II Truly Together video. We're going to check it out and see what it's all about. All right, so already from the get-go, we're seeing lots of animals, lots of people truly together. Be confident in what you can capture with the Z5. Nice. I'm looking at bro in a long sleeve button-up shirt, and I'm like thinking, dude, I would be cooking in this long sleeve, my guy. I need to be in shorts, shirt, and slippers. What a cool location, by the way. That looked really cool. Off on. Smooth skin, keeping hair and eyes sharp. That's cool. That's the rich tone. It's got rich tone mode and skin softening. Okay, let's look at this one real quick. Okay, skin softening. Keep the camera firmware updated. Free cloud service for enhancing your creativity. And like I said earlier, the Nikon imaging cloud and recipes and stuff like that has been a pretty frustrating experience so far with the Z5II. And I don't think I've been successful yet in like establishing full connection and being able to download recipes. So I got to keep working on that, and hopefully it's just something I'm doing wrong or whatever. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that noise, you barely see that. Offers more handheld shooting possibilities in low light. The 7.5 stop vibration reduction in the center. 6.0 stop at the periphery. Nice. He's shooting at 1.25. Yo, what up, Cyronius? Dude, hand holding at a half second. That's crazy work, man. At ISO 200, look how dimly lit. Handheld at 1.5, like that's crazy work. What are my main bodies right now? I'm maining the Z6III right now because I have to send that back to Nikon at the end of this month of April. So I pretty much, looking at my calendar, I think I only have one photo shoot left with the Z6III. No, I have two. I have two more photo shoots with the Z6III, but the last couple months I've only been shooting with the Z6III. My ZF has been sitting pretty in my little cabinet here, so I've only been using the Z6III. I'll bring the Z5II out here and there, but I'm not really fully putting that one through the paces yet. Once I get rid of the Z6III, then I'll have the Z5II to play with and work with, and then onto my ZF. So yeah, I gotta send it back. All right, let's go. 10-bit N-Log. By the way, is the video audio super loud, or is it like just right? Nice. Good little video. Let's go ahead, leave a like and a comment. Let's see here. Definitely have to get this. Original Z5 was my backup to my Z6, but ever since I got the Z8, I've been needing an equally reliable backup for it. That's a good comment there. I can't find anything in specs for these videos, whether that 10-bit N-Log footage is 422 or only 420 color sampling. All right, let's leave a comment here. What stood out from this video that I really appreciated and liked? Oh, shooting handheld at 1/2 shutter is actually crazy. Shooting handheld and getting sharp images is actually crazy. Sick. All right, on to the next video here. We've got Meet the Z5II. All right, let's see how this one differs.
The ideal camera inspires confidence, even in the most challenging conditions. The Nikon Z5II excels.
The autofocus system on this camera is fast, sharp, and ridiculously reliable.
It locks on in low light, it offers clean image quality at high ISO, and has the speed to respond to the fastest and most fleeting moments. The EVF is the ability to see in the dark.
I had so much fun experimenting with different picture control. It's like having a built-in creative lab at my fingertips.
I love the feeling that the next great image is just a beat away. The Nikon Z5II gives me the confidence to know I can execute and deliver.
Nice little short video there. Let's see here. Anything great from this? We just got one little comment first. This guy's been first on all the videos. Last but not least, here we go. We got behind the scenes with Todd O. Young. Dude, I'm so bummed that when we had him on stream for an interview, that the audio didn't get recorded. It was so bad, man. Like, I think I was up late all night trying to prepare for this video recording, and I think I had a lot of work going. I was editing and just getting prepared, and I prepared everything, and the recording went good, but I forgot to check mark record audio, and so I had the video, but I didn't have any of the recording from the interview, and I felt so bad. So hopefully one of these days we can bring Todd Oyoung back on stream. Okay, let's get to it.
The lights go down, the band walks on stage. There's this thrill of anticipation, and it feels like truly anything can happen. First time I photographed a concert, I felt this electric rush. I loved it. My name is Todd Oyoung. I'm a Nikon ambassador and a music photographer based in New York City. In music photography, I love the feeling that the next great image is just a beat away. You have to be prepared for anything, and so does your gear. The ideal camera for music photography is one that inspires confidence, even in the most challenging conditions. The Nikon Z5II excels. It locks on in low light, it offers clean image quality at high ISO, and has the speed to respond to the fastest and most fleeting moments.
Everything he's saying is like so good. Gosh, the guy's so inspiring. But I'm like wondering, as these ladies here play, I'm like, I would love to hear what they're playing. You know, whenever you see like example shots of like concerts and stuff, I always just want to be like, what are you guys playing? Like, is this an actual band? Like, who's playing? Because they look really good playing their instruments, but I want to hear, like, are they good?
The hair whips, the jump shots, the perfect alignment of a musician and a stage light. I love nailing the decisive moment. Whether it's a backlit silhouette, capturing a drummer in constant motion, or just nailing perfect focus on the eyes, the Nikon Z5II delivers. When I'm on location and I'm looking for opportunities for portraits or candidates, I'm just looking for these pockets of lights. The Z5II is a camera that can live in low light and be ready for wherever the image takes you. The camera can basically see in the dark, and it opens you up to so much possibility to make images anywhere. You want
This example shot here is really cool to like show off its ability to see in the dark. I mean, obviously, oopsies. Obviously, you can see like they're really dark, and so when he's focusing, the camera's gonna focus up on the eyes.
dark images anywhere. You want as little of a barrier in between you and your subject as possible. So you need a camera that's discreet, that always delivers, so you can stop thinking about it. With music photography, stopping time feels like a magic trick. When you have a camera that performs at high ISO like the Z5II, it not only lets you shoot in the dimmest conditions, it also frees you up to use higher shutter speed so you can freeze the action. Whether it's drumsticks in the air, a swirl of hair, or the most fleeting expressions, I'm always looking for these moments. One thing I love about the Z5II and Nikon's Mirrorless is that the EVF gives the ability to see in the dark. It reveals detail, color, and texture that you might miss with an optical viewfinder. It's showing you the exact exposure that you're producing as opposed to the scene as it is naturally. The best tools aren't the ones that just fade away and become transparent.
When this section started going, I swear like that's got to be the sound of the band. One thing that he always says too is like not to be afraid of like pushing that ISO. Like he'd rather have grainy focused shots than blurry, less grainy shots. And that one's always stuck with me for a while.
The ones that make you feel limitless, that you can take on anything that comes at you. They give you the freedom to create, to find the light, even in the darkness. In a concert, there are no second chances. The Nikon Z5II gives me the confidence to know I can execute and deliver.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Let's leave a comment. Let's leave a comment. Todd can literally write a book offering nugget after nugget of inspiration. Sick. Only the Z5II looks awesome. Okay, the Z5II looks awesome. It's awesome that the Z5 has the XP7 processor like the Z8. Phenomenal. I got the original Z5, but would love to try this. Heck yeah. All right, that was nice and easy. Nice little release for Nikon on the Z5II as Nikon's new entry-level full-frame mirrorless camera. Again, $300 more expensive than the original Z5, but I think like the UVC UAC protocol is still kind of a big deal that they didn't mention at all. They kind of talked about like creators and stuff like that, but you know, maybe that's something that I should make a video about. I don't know. We'll see. It feels like 5 years, you know, removed from, you know, the first time we all got locked down because of COVID and live streaming boom and everything like that. Everyone's kind of gone back to work, kind of life as usual. You know, live streaming is hard. So there isn't that like huge rush to get back out there with that. But I think moving forward, I would love to see like every single refresh of a Nikon camera to have that UVC UAC protocol. I'm sure it is an additional cost, so you may not see it. Like if we see a refresh of the Z30, I mean, we'll probably will. Like it's Nikon's creator camera, especially the Z30. So yeah, I just think like every camera moving forward, the Z9 II, Z8 II, whatever comes out, like you gotta have that UVC UAC protocol, because having that flexibility to like use your camera as a live stream camera without needing a capture card and being able to plug it straight into like a tablet or a computer, like that's super sick. So anyways, overall super impressed. I think the Z5II is awesome. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday. Yeah, week's flying by. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next stream. Aloha.